Welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name's Carol, and this is going to be a general collective reading. So there's not going to be a date on it. So when you find this, it was definitely meant for you. And we're going to do a reading to find out what needs healing right now. I'm going to be pulling a card from the Healing Yourself deck, Oracle card here. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to use my pendulum that I have calibrated already. And I've instructed it to select a card for us to start off with what area in our life needs healing right now. So let's start this off and pick a card. Let's just get it still. All right. All right, I'm feeling like it's going towards this card right here. So I'll put that aside and put these away. So I'm going to be using the Ehrenberg Tarot first, and then I'm going to clarify with the Tarot Vintage. All right, so let's begin with looking at what area you need to heal yourself. 26, letting go. This situation has served its purpose. You are being challenged to change your point of view and recognize that this particular relationship has run its course. Although you might be afraid to let go, the universe has a new opportunity for you, which will allow you to experience the kind of passion and satisfaction you've always dreamed of. Saying goodbye is never easy and can make you feel like you are a failure. You must not allow yourself to be persuaded by other people or your own doubts to keep holding on. Focus on opening your heart to a new opportunity. Leave the baggage of past mistakes behind you. It is important that during the letting go process, you are gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to have time alone. Write, meditate, paint, sing, dance. Do whatever you can to heal and let go of the pain that is holding you back. Recognize that your spirit is beckoning you to grow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at, I'm going to ask for a bit more clarification as to what the problem or situation that you're dealing with regarding letting go of this relationship right now. And I'm going to ask for one card for that. And you got the Queen of Cups in reverse. And then I'm going to look at what's coming up for your shadow to heal. So it's very important that we take a look at what's coming up in your shadow to heal, which is your unconscious, because that is what's going to be driving or impacting this particular situation and why you're having such a difficult time letting go of this relationship. So if you're unfamiliar with that term shadow work or shadow, I've left a really good video in the description box below that's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work, and it's all about facing your own shadow. It's a video that I put together for you from my other channel called Carol Cares. So you can have a look at that if you want some help with that. So let's look at right now what's coming up from your shadow that's really driving and impacting this Queen of Cups right here, this situation that you're sitting in. All right, so you have the Four of Swords, and it's clarified by the Temperance in reverse. And in the last spot, I want to look at some advice from the tarot. This is a healing journey, so it's a process. I'm not going to get something that's going to be a miracle cure for you, but the tarot will give you some guidance as to how you can begin to heal this so that you're able to let go of this relationship that you're being asked to let go of right now. And then I'll also provide you with another playlist from Carol Cares that will really help you out. That's specific to what situation you're dealing with that's coming up for healing in your shadow. So let's ask for one card right now for advice from the tarot. And you got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. All right, we'll ask for a couple cards from Vintage Tarot to clarify the Queen of Cups, please. 2 cards to clarify the Queen of Cups. That definitely wanted to come out. Won't let me shuffle anymore. You got the... Oh, I'll tell you in a minute. A sec. Let me just go one more card out here. There we go. Wow. Okay, so you got the Page of Cups in reverse as a clarifier for the Queen of Cups in reverse, and the Ace of Cups. And for these 2 cards right here, the 4 of Swords and the Temperance. Ooh, there we go. And that didn't take long. Another ace, an Ace of Swords here, sitting in your shadow. And then you got the 2 of Swords in a sideways position. So we're going to keep it in that. And the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands. 2 cards, please, for clarification. We got 1. There we go. And that one wanted to come out. It was like I was going to close it up. I was like, no, I want to come out. So they'll leave that one out. Star card in reverse. 4 of Wands. And the one that was forcing its way out was the 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay, so let's look at the situation, a problem, or maybe a pattern that's going on for you right now. That's important because that could show up as well. A pattern that's going on that you're dealing with that's that is in relation to what's happening with this letting go card. So you start off with the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is the Queen, first of all, in my deck is the feminine side to us. We all have a feminine side and we all have a masculine side. It has nothing to do with gender, and it has everything to do with the qualities that each side carries for us. And the Queen of Cups in particular is, the cups speak about emotions, our desires, our wishes, our wants. And the Queen herself is not afraid to get in touch with her emotions. She lives in her body. She's grounded. Everything she does is done in relation to what she feels. And she's in reverse right now, which might tell us that, there's maybe a little bit of feeling hopelessness right now. And it could also be there's a little bit of anger going on, because when the Queen is repressed, and the feminine side is repressed in all of us, and she's just been repressed for so long that there's just this hopelessness that's here, that's coming out here for you. So then you have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is a card. Well, first of all, it's my page. It's in reverse, which means that it's blocked, and the pages in my deck are our inner children. Now, mainstream psychology likes to say that we just have one inner child, but I've been on my own healing journey intensively for about 7.5 years to heal my own complex trauma. And I know that I have more than one inner child in me. And the Page of Cups in particular is, if I had to pick one card on here, one card on this table that really drives everything in here, it would be this card, because out of all the pages, and there's 4 in the deck, this is the one that's going to wreak the most havoc in your life. And I call this one the Little Love Seeker. It is the one card that continues to, the one inner child actually, that continues to, will wreak havoc in your life, because it's trying to get back the love that they didn't have when they were a child. And so it'll be that part of us, and we all have this part of us. It will be that part of us that will continue to call in, or if you want to use the word manifest, because I know that's a word that people use nowadays, and yes, we all can manifest, but the problem is, if you're wanting someone to come into your life right now, And if you have some healing to do, and we're going to find out what that healing is in our shadow, it's going to continue to invite these same individuals into your life because it's going to try to work out these patterns of your childhood that needs healing. And so this is what the love seeker does. It wants that one person that's going to save them from their pain. And these are the people that come into our life, and what they do is they end up triggering us and re-traumatizing us because they're repeating those painful patterns of our childhood, and we swear over and over again that we'll never pick someone like that. But until we've healed this, until we find out what's hidden in our unconscious, what this little love seeker needs to heal, we will continue to pull in those same people. And that's why it's so hard for you to let go right now, because you're trapped and you're almost like living a flashback where you are trapped in that, your love seeker. Your love seeker is still wanting to hold on to this individual. But until it heals this, it won't be able to let go of this individual. This does not have to be an intimate partner. It could be a friend. It could be someone that you're close to. It could be a family member sometimes that you're close to that you need to let go. And the next card on the table is this Ace of Cups for you. And the Ace of Cups is always a gift from the universe. It's an offer. And it's an offer of a cup. And like I said, the cups are like emotions and wishes. And this offer from the universe is asking you, well, here's a new chance now. Here's a new chance to, get a new take on love. Here's a new chance to take this cup and to go towards authentic relationships, authenticity. And the Queen of the Cups is very much all about authenticity. That's another beautiful quality of the feminine that we have. All about having authentic relationships. But in order to do that, we have to be very much in our body so we can start to feel some of that pain that is coming up from our unconscious that needs to heal. And so we're going to look at right now what is sitting in your shadow. This is all the things that you've repressed from your childhood. These are the things you've repressed from your adolescence that you do not want to look at because people have told you when you were younger that they weren't acceptable. And so it's very important that we, as they begin to surface for us, that we look at them and we feel them and we get back into our body and we start to feel these emotions that are very, very painful. And those are the emotions, by the way, that this little Page of Cups is holding for you right now, is holding for you that they couldn't feel when they were younger, when they were rejected. And they're big emotions like grief and shame and hopelessness. And those are the ones now that we have to feel as an adult for this inner child in order to heal it. And so you start off with the, for your shadow and what's coming up for you to heal. You start off with the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is a card of, as you can see, this individual is closing their eyes. And so it's very much a card of rest. And it's very much a card of and seeking rest and taking time out for yourself. And I think when you were younger, I think you spent a lot of time by yourself, because the swords in particular talks about these mental thoughts that we have about ourselves and these opinions we have that we continue to spin around in our head. And these are the thoughts that people told us. And so I'm wondering if you just, when you were younger, that you felt very, very much alone. Maybe you felt like you were an outsider. Because the Temperance card comes in reverse. The Temperance card talks about moderation. And it doesn't have an extreme here. But if it's in reverse, then it is an extreme. And so I'm going to say that it was like an extreme case where you found yourself very much alone. And you found yourself not supported. You found yourself not validated when you were younger. It was like there was no middle ground for you. It was extreme. And right behind your shadow, you have this Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords speaks about, again, it's a gift from the universe. It's an offer from the universe in an upright position. But when you were younger, this sort of authenticity is what it is. It's your truth. It's who you really are. And it's hidden right here, underneath this pain of loneliness when you were younger. When you lost sense of who you truly were. When you're supported by people who don't validate you, don't support you, then you feel like you don't matter. And as far as like, this came in a sideways position, but this card refers to someone that is definitely up in their head, because it's a sword energy, and sword, like I said, is always up in their head, but there's so much up in their head that they have closed their eyes to anything around them, and they've crossed their heart, and they're not looking toward the water that's in the background, which is always our emotions. And so you have someone who is very much sitting on the fence, has closed down, and is not willing to deal with their emotions or feel their emotions. When you're a child, they're too painful. So this feeling of loneliness here that's coming up was just too painful for you, and you shut yourself down. And that tells me that, part of this letting go here is this love seeker of yours, this little part of you who needs to be healed, because it would feel, it's petrified of the loneliness that would come through if you were to let this relationship go. And then what is needed here from advice from the tarot? Well, you start off with the Queen of Wands, and here's another queen. So this time it's the Queen of the Wand. It's the Queen of, the Wand talks about creativity and putting ourselves first and going into the direction that we want to go in. It talks about, when I say creative, I mean you're going to start to live your life in a way that is very much something that the way that you have not lived before. It's the kind of life that people are going to look at you going, what is that person doing? Why are they doing that? And this is all about, this is what this card wants you to take on. Tarot wants you to become grounded into your body, because you're very much in your head right now with this situation. And the tarot wants you to get into your body, because there's a new direction here that's coming up for you. There is some significant healing that has to be done with the Star card. It is in reverse, and that's because there's a fear. There's a fear on your part to go inwards and start to feel this loneliness that your inner child felt when they were younger. And the tarot wants to bring you in this new direction. The Four of Wands, again, the wands speak about this new direction coming on for you. The Three of Wands is about having a plan, but now there's this new direction. These people are walking away from this walled city. And to me, it speaks about this relationship that you have to let go of. It's time to walk away from the hold that it has on you, because the last card here for you is the Seven of Wands, the one card that wanted to come out, and I almost was going to close the deck on it. This is a little warning from the universe. You have this individual right here that's standing alone on this pedestal, and these individuals right here trying to pull them back down. And I did say that, there's a new direction for you. And oftentimes people will look at you and say, well, what is that individual doing? What are they doing? And that's why this healing journey can be so lonely, because it's a journey that you have to take alone. Only you can choose to do this. And unfortunately, it's going to bring about some severe loneliness, because the loneliness that you felt when you were a child, we talked about it, and how there was no middle ground for you. It was definitely a very, very lonely childhood that you had. And that's what's coming up for you right now. That whole idea of, letting these people go that do not support us, letting these people go that do not support us. And yes, it's a new direction you're taking, and that's where the universe wants to take you. And yes, there's going to be some loneliness, but you have what it takes to conquer that loneliness. I'm going to leave you with a grounding video so that it teaches you how to get back in your body, so you can sit with those feelings of loneliness and those feelings of fear, because that's what this little child of yours is going to feel when you decide to leave this, to let go of this relationship. And I'll also leave you with some videos on loneliness. And it's part of this journey. It's part of this healing journey. So I want you to have compassion for yourself, for what you're working through. This journey is the most difficult journey of your life, healing yourself, but it's also the most important one. So take care, and I'll talk soon. Bye-bye.